Did you ever think a neighbor could walk onto your private land and destroy something you built without permission, without warning, without even talking to you? Well, today I watched an HOA board member smash my farm bridge apart. And when I confronted her, she looked right into my camera and said I was threatening her. So come with me, because you're about to see exactly what happens when someone tries to play victim after tearing down your property. Welcome back to the farm. Usually, I show you peaceful mornings, green fields, and that creek right behind me. But today's different. We're dealing with an HOA incident, and honestly, this one shocked even me. I've never seen anyone cross this many lines in one day. So let's rewind, break everything down, and make sense of the madness. Here's what happened. I woke up early, around 6:30 a.m., and noticed something strange. The creek sounded louder than usual, like water hitting what that wasn't supposed to be there. At first, I thought maybe a tree fell. But then I heard metal, like a crowbar against nails. That bridge behind me? It wasn't just a decoration. It took me weeks to build. It's my main access to the lower field, where I keep the hay, the storage shed, and the tractor. And when I got closer, pieces of it were floating down the creek. Actual planks, the ones I laid by hand, every board measured, every bolt leveled, just drifting away. And then I saw her, HOA Karen, crowbar in hand, boots in the mud like she owned the place. No warning, no permission, not even a text. She claimed the bridge was unsafe and she had to take action. But here's the truth. I checked the HOA bylaws. They don't have any control over this creek. This land isn't common property. It's mine, fully deeded, legally documented. So why was an HOA board member destroying MY structure on MY land? Let me take you back a little, because this didn't come out of nowhere. When I first bought this farm, the HOA sent someone to welcome me. Friendly smiles. Handshakes. We're easygoing here. We only step in for major issues. That was lie number one. Because within the first month, the same board member, Karen, left me 3 notices. One for the color of my barn, one for the height of my fence, and one, my favorite, claiming my tractor was visually disruptive. On a farm, a tractor, disruptive. And it didn't stop there. She complained about my rooster too loud, my chickens too free, my goats too curious, and even my mailbox too rural looking. But the bridge was always her obsession. About 3 months ago, she came to me saying the bridge was technically over HOA drainage land. I pulled out the deed right there and showed her, no, the creek, both banks, and the access path, all on my property. She didn't like that answer. So she started sending emails, then safety inspections, then warning letters, all unofficial, all made up. I ignored them because legally she had zero authority. But last week things got weird. She said, and I quote, "If you won't remove the bridge, I'll make sure someone does." I thought it was empty talk, a power trip. Then this morning happened. Now, here's where it gets important. As I walked down the hill today, at first I didn't see her. All I saw was debris moving in the water. Then I noticed a figure, bright pink blazer, standing at the bank, hands on hips, like she was supervising a construction site. When I realized what she was actually doing, my stomach dropped. You don't just tear apart someone's bridge. You don't just dismantle access to half their land. That's not a complaint. That's not a suggestion. That's destruction of property. So here's the moment everything peaks. I pull out my phone because at this point, I know I need proof. I walk forward, not yelling, not running, just approaching. "Ma'am, what are you doing?" That's all I said. And instantly, she tries to flip the script. She spins around, eyes wide, and shouts, "Stop threatening me." Threatening? I was 30 feet away. Then she points at the wreckage and says, "You ignored 3 safety orders. This bridge is illegal. I had to remove it." I asked her for the orders. She couldn't produce a single one because they don't exist. Then she changed her story again. The community voted on this, which also didn't happen. She refused to leave the property, refused to stop pulling planks out, refused to let me approach. She even tried walking toward me, claiming she needed to inspect the creek on MY land. At one point, she pretended to trip and said, "You pushed me." Nobody touched her. It was pure performance. Drama-level theatrics. And the whole time, the water kept carrying pieces of my bridge downstream. Every plank disappearing felt like another punch to the gut. But then comes the moment I'll never forget. She looks directly into my camera, full confidence, and says, "I have the right to enforce compliance. This land is community land." I literally turned the camera to show the iron boundary stakes. Stakes placed by the county. Stakes cemented into the ground with GPS coordinates. "You're on MY side property line." I told her. She paused, just for a second, and that tiny hesitation told me everything. She knew she was wrong. She knew she had crossed the line. She knew she was caught. But instead of backing off, she doubled down. "Delete that video or I'll call the board. You're harassing me. You're making me feel unsafe. You can't film me. You can't post this." It was classic manipulation, classic victim playing, classic HOA power trip. And while she screamed, my bridge continued breaking apart behind her. My property, my access, my work, and she didn't care. So that's where we are now. My bridge is demolished. Half my farm is cut off. And an HOA board member trespassed, lied, and destroyed private property, all while pretending she was a victim. Next steps? Lawyer, surveyor, and making sure she never steps foot on this land again. Let me know in the comments. Has your HOA ever done something like this? I want to hear your stories, because I'm starting to think this is a nationwide problem. And if you want to understand exactly how this all started, check out the last video. It sets out everything.